Alrighty. Just gonna wait a solid moment, just kind of enjoying the view. Oh, Liz is gonna be able to join me if not. Uh-oh. Yeah, I can turn down the game slightly. But just like 1 decibel. Usually it doesn't play any music, so. I am decent. And we are back in. There's our handsome fella. Hell yeah. Yeah. Hey, Hera. So, Hera Killer, are you aware of the game Disco Elysium? Are you aware what we're doing in here? If not, I'll give you a quick rundown. Dishes are drying. They smell of chemicals and pine trees. Okay, so, real quick. We are this guy in green, this guy with the winning smile, this man right here. He is a depressed, fucked up, alcoholic druggie who is also a investigator for the police force. He has insomnia at the start of the game. He doesn't even remember what his name is. And this other guy, Kim, who we'll talk to briefly.
Yes?
This guy right here is Kim Kitsuragi. He is another investigator from a different district. He was sent over here, and he has been assisting us. There has been a murder in this area. There's a man hanging out back, who has been hanging there for 7 days because we haven't been doing our job because we've been too busy getting drunk. Actually, I think that's just lighting, to be honest. He also only just got here. The body is still hanging out in the back. It's been 7 days, 7.5, I suppose. And yeah. So, a few things. One, this guy down here doesn't like us. That's not important. He's kind of a cafeteria manager. Two, we kind of were an asshole before we got insomnia. Before we got amnesia, sorry. 3, over to the east, there is a workers' strike and a bunch of scabs outside protesting the workers' strike because they want to have work. We haven't really touched on that yet, but that seems interesting. There's stuff to the west I haven't really explored. There's a bunch of idiot kids, one of which is pelting rocks at the corpse and another egging that other kid on. They both have very colorful language. There's also a lady in a wheelchair in here who seems to fancy me a bit. So yeah, you're all caught up to the basics. We were just allowed access into here. So we had a thought cross our mind. What was it? There it is. The aroma of spices and alcohol, and tomato hangs in the air. Dude, $1.15 right there. I'm sure this chef doesn't care. So let's visit this chef. I have no idea who they are.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook.
Beer in one hand, cigarette in the other. Fantastic. We must be in a French kitchen.
As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Garancy and Quebec.
All right, well, since it's foreign, I guess anytime they speak. Un moment au vu en chef, il hoche de la tête in direction de la table, marmonnant que je sens une langue totalement étrangère. Monsieur Moss, que vos desserts se grosses et Quebec
Okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Garancy Quebec. Please. It's not funny.
So it's French, so people in real life would be cursing at me right now. Um, I can flip between English and French. Very technically, this game takes place in an analog for France, which is why I wanted there to be French voice acting. However, the voice acting here is great. All right. Hello, sir. Got time. This is logic. We have multiple internal thoughts that get die rolls. This is our skills, and they're all internal thoughts. And sometimes they're helpful. Sometimes they're not helpful at all. If you have too much of a skill, it can backfire and distract you a little bit. So it's kind of interesting. It's a weird, interesting balance, which is why next time I play, I might play a Joe average guy with 3s down the line. Anyways, just to see what's up. And this one, the way that the die rolls is it's 2d6 plus the skill in question. So for logic, that would be 2d6 plus the logic skill, which is a rank 5. And if it's above the difficulty, which is an easy, a 6, then it succeeds. Anyways.
The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air.
Here, actually, it actually tells you how, in here. At high levels, logic will be able to solve even the most complicated puzzles. You'll be very proud and thus susceptible to intellectual flattery, for those blinded by their own brilliance often miss important clues. Low levels of logic, so there you go, that's how. We'll be too caught up in the fact that we're intelligent that we miss some obvious shit, essentially. You got impressive pots there.
He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of assorted dishes boiling and simmering on the stove.
Conceptualization here is more like the artistic acknowledgement of the world. Interesting. I don't think we have anything else to say. Stay masculine? That's a very weird phrase.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
Mark my words. Touch the door.
The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel door is flush with its frame on every side. It leads to a side building, adjacent to this one. The old building next to this, half ruined. Whatever is behind it must be older.
Visual calculus is spatial awareness. Try to push on it.
The door does not budge.
I wonder where this leads. I wonder where this leads.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads?
Lieutenant regards you with some patient skepticism. Out of duty. I'm drawn to its cobalt blue. Ooh, that's a clever answer. Out of duty. We may find something pertinent in the investigation.
Yes. I suppose it's worth seeing if we can get in. Just to be thorough. As a side investigation.
It's hardly a side investigation. You already have a name for it.
Right. So, they made this joke earlier. Anytime we do an investigation, our character has a habit of, Nez, I actually wrote that out. It does actually say that, but yeah, you get caught up in yourself. But yeah, what Nez said. So something else I didn't bring up is that our character has this tendency to name their various mysteries or investigations these fanciful titles, similar to a Sherlock Holmes book. Behind the blue door. That would be the name of this. The door in the main investigation would merge into a stereo investigation. Yes, a many-side investigation.
Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
Oh, God.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love those.
There's a mysterious blue steel door in the back of the kitchen.
Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door.
Do you know what's behind it? Do you have...
No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just the frit warehouse, probably.
Wondering about it is, of course, exactly what he's been doing for 10 years.
Thank you, drama.
Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust.
He runs his fingers along the counter to check for dirt.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
Let him get to pretend he's indifferent.
He looks at the dust on his finger and wipes it off.
Yes?
Goodbye. Alright, so that's going to have to put on hold. We've checked the kitchen. There isn't really much in here aside from this very important door. I don't know what it's important for yet, but I know it's important. Give her the...
The theme on that pinball machine is a standard royalist theme, used on everything from pinball cabinets to full-flavor cigarettes.
What are its hallmarks?
Clinging to a picture book version of the past century, waiting for the king to come back and cast out all the profiteers and homosexuals.
Huh.
Basically, imagine a yellow plastic crown with a liquor brand emblazoned on it.
I'd rather know more about the world of today.
The contemporary period stands still. The fated carousel of progress that doomed the royalists is itself winding down. Our time is decelerating into what no one knows.
Peculiar. But, I was gonna say, nod to that pretty lady, give her this winning smile. Oh, neat, I can collect that to get from my character sheet. This is nearly done in 3 minutes, at which point I will get volumetric shit compressor started so that we can condense our, so we can get our shit together, you know. But for those 3 minutes, I say we go see what's up at the Freak place. Or talk to this guy.
Welcome to Rivachol.
Announces the rotund man. The remark isn't addressed to you, it's addressed to the lieutenant. Why are you addressing my partner like that?
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago.
Lieutenant fires back.
Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
Say nothing.
It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
What he means is, fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
Clap, clap, clap. He's right. You're undermining our best shot at real self-determination.
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to Rivachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
While this is happening, dear God, I'm about to remember who the fuck Guillemot le Million is. Mother of God. Whatever happened to Guillemot le Million, who, with his amber mane and sparkling teeth, beguiled the tattered remains of the nation, while he suffered and suffered? Did he dematerialize in a cloud of cocaine dust, or did he simply stand in the corner and melt into the slender new lines of some starlit boy de nuit 20 years ago? Spare a thought for his great ass, too. Or, wait, maybe he became a police officer in Rivertrol West, like me. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm Guillemot de Million. Lonesome long way home. This is also happening at the same time. 2 hours and 13 minutes until this brain, Protect's brain during this is, I miss disco. He's just gonna randomly escape. Oh my God, that's Guillemot de Million. Anyways,
Silence. The air between them becomes tense. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
all right. This is clearly escalating the problem. This one is kind of middle of the road, but in that way, I may be seen as a coward. This one is just cutting through all the bullshit. This character would do the first one.
You two make a cute couple. You know that?
Shut up. Your fucking jaw is wider than your head.
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness.
Now that that's settled, we have a couple of questions.
Whatever you say, officers.
He waits impassively, cigarette smoldering between his fingers. I found this mug. In the tray, shows it to the man. Yours?
Oh man, that's great. Look at that guy go. Haven't seen anything that funny in a while.
Is it yours?
God man. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine.
He wipes the tears from his eyes.
He doesn't live in Martinez.
What are you holding?
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
Lorry driver threatens to ship you after your partner beats him in a YouTube comment section argument. True. That'll show us. Oh yeah, the strike is just over to the right here. What kind of cargo are you supposed to pick up?
Apples?
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you had something to hide.
Apples?
Yeah, apples. I take it you had other questions?
It's rhetoric. I don't believe rhetoric here. I think this man just had nothing to hide there. We're done.
Guillaume le Million.
Brain blast.
Bad news. Guillaume le Million did not become a cop.
Fuck!
In 38, he went on a tour to the Sinyao province in Safre, where he died of autoerotic asphyxiation.
I wish it
His
was
body
me.
was found hanging from a decorative dragon tree in his junior suite, amid drug paraphernalia, unwholesome objects, and the Sylvia Trainer single, Wonderland, skipping in the background. And yes, you can take this as a metaphor for Revachol in the 30s, and also as a warning.
Pain threshold +1. Blood oxygen is boring in all psych learning caps. Raised by 1. Yes. We get stats. Oh, I'm not allowed to get more. Oh. Fascinating. Okay. See, I was under the impression that upon the completion of this, it would go away. It does not. I have researched it, and now I get this unless I forget it. This is going to be the case for everything, which means that next time I level up, I'm going to need to spend a level up point to unlock this, to then get my shit together. Rigorous self-critique is still important. You're one sorry piece of shit, a cop penitent, a flagellant cop monk. This is not the right line of work for you. You should be groveling at the feet of a feudal lord, providing lurid evidence against yourself at a Mazovian show trial, or ripping the flesh from your back with a cat o' nine tails. Whatever made you this way, you can be damn sure it was your own fault. Do it. Really criticize yourself. Who knows? You might uncover something of importance from your guilt-ridden past. And lonesome long way home. Let's rewind. Let's trace your drunken steps back home. Jump across the raised channel bridge southwest of here. Fall over. Get up. Get off the asphalt in 20 minutes. Shuffle your feet through the country yards. Scaring little children. And scarring them probably mentally, because you're probably not wearing pants. Go under the great raised motor tract of the 8/81 until you reach Le Domaine Illuminé in North Jamrock. The streets are frozen this time of year, caked with ice. Walk down the main to Perdition. There's a side alley there, and footprints in the mud. We're trying to figure out where the fuck we live over here. This one was the first one, so I didn't really think about it. But yeah, these two are important. So yeah. Hell yeah. Sight. All +1s. I thought he said I'd get +1 to pain threshold. Oh, bonus from thoughts, +1. Yeah, sure enough, my score is 2. Fritte. Sick. 3 T's! How idiomatic. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. Good observation there, Brain. Yellow roses. Dozens of them. Tulips, too.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritte slogan on the back.
Raincoat +1 endurance. I'm gonna set this aside for now. I'm gonna see what else is here, but those raincoats are tempting. A melancholy pop song plays on the radio.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
What's this machine?
That's the tear machine.
The clerk looks up from her magazine. Yes, but what is it?
It's a machine for tear. You know, you find tear outside, like bottles or whatever, and put it in the machine, then it gives you money.
She knits her brow, confused. Let me see. And how do I pick up tear for the tear machine?
You need a bag, I guess. We used to have some, but we gave them all out, so...
She shrugs awkwardly.
Feel free to use it if you find a bag, though. I'm sure there are some out there. Somewhere.
Thanks. I hate your hat. Oh my god, is that the crown hat thing that they were talking about? Oh, it looks terrible.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with
She
various
totally
medicine
does, Rare
bottles,
Ducky. Hey, Rare
nasal
Duck.
sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Anytime he says French, I have this overwhelming urge to butcher the French language and attempt to read the thing he just said in French. I don't know why. Un petit à moi, crochet à mur est rempli de flacons de médicaments, sprays pour la nez, des compromis en plaquettes, reportant le logo Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics. Yes, the baguette guillotine.
Their logo is the bloodless rose, pure white, untouched by harm.
I wonder if that has anything to do with the Rose War.
Just ask me if you need anything from Saint Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma.
What has a baguette guillotine logo? What sounds cool as shit? Oh, the bloodless rose? Yeah, pure white. Look up just pure white rose. I think it has something to do with I think it has something to do with the Rose War, because the Rose War, to distinguish themselves, had the red roses and the white roses as the two sides. So I think it might be related to that in some very esoteric way. What do these products do?
I don't know. Let's see. Nosafed is a nasal spray. Duramine is a really good painkiller. Magnesium is a dietary supplement. Hypnogamma is...
She stops.
I don't really know what Hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended to use after lots of partying, studying, or exercising.
Thank you for explaining this.
Uh-huh.
I'll take your whole medicine cabinet. Do you have any ammonia?
Yeah, there's like an ampule somewhere.
She waves her hand in the air absent-mindedly. Thanks, girl. Who is Saint Baptiste?
Saint Baptiste, you know,
She nods
the
slowly at the cabinet.
pharmaceuticals company. Saint Baptiste Pharmaceuticals, the one that sells meds out of Saint Baptiste. That one.
She points to the
There.
cabinet.
She is right. Saint Baptiste, the company, derives its name from Saint Baptiste, the city. Itself so named because that's what it is. A rare case where that really is the full etymological history. As far as almost anyone knows, at least.
I did too. Ooh, +3 morale. I only have a capacity of 2. Heal, morale, extra morale. Got it.
Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
Kim, personal space. What are you doing?
What's that magazine she's reading?
Fuck. This nearly got me. Before we go on, what is this flea?
I don't know. Frit?
Why is it written with 3 T's?
I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier. It doesn't.
She chews her gum with disgust.
The story goes that normal Fritta, with 2 T's, a men's workwear shop in Vredefort, was already taken. So when Fritta Retail Inc. grew into a multinational corporation, they had to add an extra letter to avoid trademark infringement.
I think you're right, Niz. Fretta. What magazine you were reading?
You mean this?
She looks at the cover, posting a colorful photo of 2 girls kissing.
This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
I approve of this very futuristic tax the lesbians. What is this fashion police feature? Oh, right, because I'm a cop. I approve of this. Very futuristic.
She pops her raspberry-flavored bubblegum and nods. Her shoulders tense. She shuffles back only slightly. Bewilderment and repulsion root her in place. The lieutenant frowns at you before turning to the clerk. with an apologetic half smile.
Hell yeah, let's be weird. I have some questions for you.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but
Can you tell me, does Frit have a warehouse in the back of the Whirling in Rags?
a warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care
She's
what
a-
Frit does.
She really does not care. This is important.
She scrunches up her face into an expression of consummate adolescent skepticism.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
She turns back to her magazine without waiting for you to respond. Right. I have a suspicion that she has no interest in helping. Oh, are there smokes?
A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop wall, inviting you closer.
Say nothing. Just take it in.
The beauty, the truth, the poetry of it all.
I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health.
She
But I guess you already know that.
She comments as you eye the goods behind her. Oh, that's fascinating. Okay. Alright, so here's what they're doing. They give, as far as I can tell, indulging will temporarily give you a stat boost in exchange for either a morale or a health debuff. As far as I can tell, these are all the same. I assume cost-wise, there's going to be a reason to get the more expensive stuff later down the line. But, is physique the overall skill? It is. It's going to be +1 across the entire board of all of these. And across the entire board of all of these if I smoke. Son of a bitch. Oh, that's really good. That's really good. Raincoat first.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf
I want to
beneath
buy a
display
raincoat.
of
Here you go.
Excellent. Thank you. Yeah. +1 endurance. Hell yeah. They do. Alright. Also, yes, all of your clothing changes your stats. So if I wanted to be, if I wanted more savoir-faire, which for the record is being stealthy and stunning with panache, if I wanted to do that, I'd take my pants off. And also my shoes. If I take, you may not like it, but this is maximum performance. This is maximum performance right here. Okay, let's yeah. Can't argue with the results, it's true. It's also a good thing I got this on, it's raining. I want to talk with this guy a little bit more, but I think... my endurance may be high enough to give it another shot. We've been struggling to get this body off this area for a little while now, and I'm a bit worried that if I take too long, something bad is going to happen. Are the kids still here? Yeah, they are.
There he still is, looking.
Oh, I have
right
to actually
through
put
you
another
with
skill
his-
in it. Oof. Alright. That's something. I'll do it tomorrow. What is my XP anyway? Alright, well, with that in mind, let's have a little chat with the strike breaker.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
The ostensible leader of the strikebreakers chants furiously. What is a strike?
When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together and decide to block honest work for other people.
He shifts uncomfortably in his workers' overalls. What do the strikers want?
Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we
Raises his
have
voice.
the right to work!
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting.
He's a plant. I knew it. Ill-fitting. How do you
His
mean?
shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence.
You wearing new clothes?
He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his. Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what.
You know, I've been thinking. You know, we had this conversation before, friend, but where
What's
are you
it to
from?
you?
Curiosity,
Big
as I said
mess
before.
caused by union greed. But I only fight for the rights of people.
Every once in a while, it's like you can see glimpses of another guy under the guise
We're
of
gonna run
this
through this again. I'm
fighter
just
for
playing it
jobs.
again because
He
people
seems a more
weren't here
brutal,
before.
cunning, and suspicious person.
I already
a
got that. I meant
Oh.
you.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together.
A bouncer
The eminent
from
domain.
where?
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
Pretty okay as far as lies go.
We're gonna double down here. This is where I change things. So, we got to this point, and I misread number 1 and number 3. Saying this, and it's a real place, means that I'm believing that he is inserting himself to a false location, I think, but it may also just be deactivated. Never heard of it. Are you lying? Escalates the situation, just in general. I kind of dismissed this one out of hand. I misread this middle one of not right now, but I might have been there, don't really remember things well, as me saying, as me trying to appease him last time, and I don't think it worked the way I intended. So we're going to try and escalate. Never heard of it. Are you lying?
We're done here. I have a strike to break.
He squints at you, a little spark of violence gutters in his voice. Then he blinks and turns to his men. Interesting. That's all the information we're going to get here. I want to see if I can escalate, but alas, we cannot. Let's talk with this guy a little bit more. We didn't get too much of a conversation with him last time because we were burning time.
Hola, wandering man.
He
How
looks
can I
at
help you?
you with soft and hazy eyes. What's the strike about, anyway?
You know, serious business.
He smiles.
I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike too. Just can't break the command structure and tell you now.
Alright, alright. I remember them, the guy down there pointing to the higher up, further upstairs, so... Good to talk. Gotta run. That is up here somewhere. Additionally, my actual coat is on the far side of this building. There's people over here. I don't know if I can talk to them. Let's start with this. Notice, in case of a strike, press button behind a guard. Hermetically seal the door, locked by electronic means. There's no lock picking or door kicking this one. Got it. So we must move on. Aha! I think I have found the guard. Those are heads. Just make them look wonderful. Yeah, he is pretty hot. A good one.
Nobody betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead.
His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
The young woman at the giant's side agrees. Say nothing. Size him up first.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology?
A ripple of muscle passes underneath his skin. He lets you look.
It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, Sandwich. You are not in danger because you are not a threat to me.
Oh, how do you mean? Ham sandwich. One sec, let's see what it is in French. Sandwich au jambon, I think is what you think my name is actually, is. Sandwich au jambon. There you go. That's my name. There we go. What do you mean, my body betrays my degeneracy?
You have succumbed to Al-Ghul.
His face contorts in disgust, as if he were smelling a dead rat. He's saying alcohol, I think.
You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
Kim, is it really that bad?
It's not good.
It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk, and drowned.
Ouch. You're right. I'm an alcoholic. Now I need to enter the harbor.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is waning.
Whoa.
Does this remind you of someone? The guy down there?
Oh my god, that is a... That is a statement. Am I that stupid? Well, alright, here's my thought. I may not have a gun, but Kim certainly does. And I need to get past this man. However, he's clearly a meathead. And mayhaps appeasing to him, oh, big burly man, may get more of what I want than otherwise. So, I'm gonna try this first. If this does not work, then I may escalate. The race stuff is unimportant here. I just need your help. Need you to help me do my job, please.
Begging for help. Attempting to pass via for cooperation. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Quakers. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture. You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
There is a button right behind him. just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
This is clearly a physique roll. He may not be ready for it. I'm very concerned. I just want to get past him. You're right. Just let me go through.
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war. Bring your troops to the Simonine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum for you.
My patience is wearing thin, friend.
The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Meshached's race theory. He would take you as one of his own.
I'm not gonna do that. No. Wouldn't that mean I would have to become a Simonese supremacist?
Well, not as such. What you do with the mastery of advanced race theory is up to you. You could reject the findings, sure, or accept them and become an advanced racist.
Advanced racist. This isn't your average everyday racist. This is advanced racist. Oh my god, I could show him the mug. Holy shit. That would get me killed. That would get me so killed. Alright. This is a very high chance. Subscribe to his advanced race theory. We're gonna discard this later. What we're doing is what in the business we like to call lying.
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
God, this is gonna be painful. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. I'm new to this. Let me understand. I need to know if there's different races there are.
Do you?
Lieutenant looks up. Relinquish the opportunity to learn advanced race theory. Oh god, I hate this. I hate this so much. Whisper, this is for the thing.
The lieutenant looks toward the harbor's electronic door, and then to you. He lets out an audible sigh.
You are obviously a liberal, Sailite.
The man
a
tells him.
polyculturalist. I can see it from your love.
I'm sorry, everybody.
for
This is gonna be
technology
painful.
And your sartorial choices. Do not deny your friend the truth you have denied yourself.
Ooh, okay.
There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And the vile CF race cauldron of pederasty. Which one do you need education on?
Ms. I have said this multiple times. Don't. I know you're trying to assuage fear, but like in of itself, that is a spoiler. Don't do that, man. I'm blind here. Just keep me blind. Letapa.
Those are the Simonese, the Areopagite, and the Occidentals, excluding the Maun, of course. The Maun are riddled with eczema to the point where they find it impossible to smile.
That's the.
They are all lactose intolerant. a common result of inbreeding.
Isn't this the developer? Wait a minute. No. ZAUM is the developer. Niz. God, Terra.
A receding genetic pool has led the Mound on reprehensible street parades. In Mound cities like Stadskanal and Vredefort, wearing wooden clogs on their feet and little green tassels.
Oh God. He's referring to the Dutch. Oh no. Okay. He's referring to the Dutch, which means Areopagite is likely in Occidentals. Okay. Occidentals reference the Occitan. I mean, not the Occitan, the, kind of the Occitan, but like, more importantly, they may be in reference to the... Okay, give me a second. Yeah, they're referencing the Occitan with the Occidentals. This is in reference to southern France. The Mound, we're going to ignore for the moment. Areopagite, the way he said that leads me to believe that that is likely Aryans. Which means it is likely... Alright, I looked up Areopagite, and in real life, there is Dionysus the Areopagite, which is the Athenian judge at the Areopagus court in Athens. So that could be the Greeks, which would be wild. So... To me, if that is the case, Occidentals is in reference to southern France, which was primarily held by the Romans for a decent period of time before the fall of Rome. Greece, in turn, kind of Byzantium. Jesus Christ, Undecent. You need to baby-proof your shit. I don't want to look up the Simones. I want to look up in real life. I don't know who the Simones are, but if I was to guess, that might be in reference to Italians. Who exactly are the Mound?
You know them by the names of their nation states. The Oranese, the Gotwaldians, and the Königsteiners. My people simply call them Mound.
Mahun is a derogative term for first world people of Gotwaldian descent. They do not all have eczema. Also, people of Katla, like the Suru and the Uhu, are much more lactose intolerant.
Got it.
You're welcome.
The Mound are proof that you can have too much Occidental racial purity and tassel-centric culture. Inbreeding has led to a lactose-intolerant subrace whom no one can take seriously.
Colorful tassels are, let's be honest, not a good sartorial choice for this century. You might want to avoid wooden clogs too.
And who are Type A then in review?
Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina.
Yep.
The ancient Meteorans of Meteo by the golden Pisantic Sea. The Suren of Sur-la-Clé, and even the North Königsteiners. All have Type A race propensities.
Okay. I've heard the term messianic. Or messianic. I think I know where that is. Yeah, Messina, right here. Messinans. This is a city in Italy. Specifically, this is a city off the northeastern coast of Sicily. So this Vespertines and Messinans are likely the Italians. Very good. They pulled it all the way from the back where they can barely reach it to the front. How old are those kids? Real talk. Meteorin. Could be, and this is a bit of a stretch, in reference to the Meteora Church in Greece. I think we'll get better results by saying the Pesantic. No luck. But that one may be in reference to just the Gold Sea. And then the Germans. So he's essentially referencing the Roman Empire plus Germany.
The other large mondial civilization, the Mesk, are too yellow and oleaginous to count as a heroic race. True, they are violent and expansionist, but they have a glandular problem.
He draws his finger across his face.
Overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into their brains, making them listen to El Mariachi music and eat toxic
He's referencing to the Spanish.
meat-based food,
There, yeah.
which in turn only produces more sebum.
Mesk like mesquite, if you're curious. So he's saying the Roman Empire other than Spain, and probably he's going to get around to North Africa, and Germany so far. Who are the Simones and the Areopagites in
As
this?
proven by the Maun and the Mesk, Occidental type A is in retrograde. The Simones and the Areopagites are on the ascent.
The Areopagite? I mean, he's racist, so yeah. 3 years old. Jeez.
The Areopagites are the master race of the Ilmaran deserts.
He's referring to
Simones
true
are the
Aryan
descendants
peoples
of
here,
the
I think.
Areopagites. We came here during a heroic
Alright.
migration from Ilmara to Ansuland. Thousands of years before the lactose-intolerant Maun written Occidentals discovered this place.
So, in this way, I think he's referring to the Areopagites are the actual Aryan people of the Middle East, kind of northish of Georgia, if I recall correctly. This would mean that the Simones would be what the Nazis called Aryans. God, I am in murky waters right now in terms of Twitch, huh? This is a reminder. I don't agree with any of this shit. I'm just trying to place where things are mentally in my head because I'm a nerd like that. Alright, Simones.
The indigenous people of this, the Insulindian archipelago. The Simones inhabit the southern islands.
He gestures towards the south.
Simones, from the stock of Ulmbuir on Ile de Fantôme.
This is where you lose me. He could be referring to Corsica and Sardinia, but at this point things kind of break down. I do not know what this is. This may just be the point in which time has gone so far past, because I think earlier we heard that it was like the 8th millennium, that things have changed too much for me to really know. What's the difference between Semines and Areopagites?
The
Keep receiving
Areopagites are
wisdom.
sleek, long-headed. The Semines are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an immutable progenitor, unchanged since the Super Isola of Pericarnassus. Ancient brains rest in their slender skulls.
He falls silent, contemplating the beauty and mystery. But these women are what he would call that.
The latter is perfected in adapting. Together they form the Semeno-Areopagite, or Simeopagite super race. That is all. There are no more Type A races in the world.
Type B.
Type B are the unheroic races, amorphous
Here we go.
non-competitors of the great race. The Koikos and the Vacholier, they are mud-colored people.
The Koikos of Grad, Yugo, Zhimsk, Shest et al. Are what you would call white officer in a suspect description.
Mud-colored.
To an untrained eye, the Koiko appear white and pinkish, like a ham sandwich. But look into their eyes and you will see.
He squints, full of
They
sage
are
wisdom.
of an indistinct muddy color, and so is their skin. Unhealthy, sweaty, and ashen. Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare and cultural domination that the Grad people have undergone for drinking Al Ghul and smoking the degenerate tobacco herb and for eating potato.
Not potato. Dear God.
The Koiko, the countless micronationalities of Grad, are all inexplicably obsessed with potat. The only thing they
Cheaters.
like more is dividing into microscopic ethnostates, like political amoeba.
What that? So, people who like potatoes. Okay.
Wouldn't he be one for ethnostates?
No. Alright, so rhetoric is playing upon your and my personal understanding of hyper racists. This man is trying to, how do I describe this? He is trying to transcend race theory, is essentially what he's trying to do. He's trying to say there are multiple top tier people, and if you smush them all together, you will get the alpha. Oh God, I hated even explaining that. Okay, we're gonna keep pushing forward. And the Vacholiers you mentioned?
The Vacholians, halfway between Type A and the racial Cauldron. Two makes to know right from wrong. You tried your degenerate little revolution, which was the single greatest failure committed by humans in our 82,000-year history on this planet.
82,000 now.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea.
I thought we
of
were in
what
the 8th
is
millennium.
happening, but that seems a little off.
He has likely had it since the dawn of a specific group of people. Alright, so we're gonna try and appease him a little. Go away, stupid political thoughts. revolution sounds like it's perpetuated by degenerate marauders. Not all the people of Revitral may appease him.
The revolution came to Ravachol from Grad in Zaraz-ridden potato carts.
Dear God.
It is literally an illness. A prion disease that leaves the parietal and frontal lobe ridden with holes. A soft, sponge-like mass of dementia, hallucination, and paranoia. The revolution is fatal familial insomnia. A hereditary prion condition passed from the Khoikhoi to the Occidental.
He pauses in theoretical self-reflection.
But not sexually. Probably through trade routes and potate acid, the prime component of the potato plant.
Right, so potatoes are evil, guys. So someone write that down. Potatoes are the bane of existence.
Enough of Tibet mediocrity.
He nods, satisfied with the outcome. The vile CNF, race cauldron, oh gods.
Tips CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are tortured creatures waiting to be put to sleep. Your morbid interest in them worries me.
Yes, better not get into it.
It would be cruel to entertain ourselves with their deformities. Were there any able-bodied races you needed education on?
It essentially means if he didn't say them in A and B, they're in everywhere else. Now that we've been through all that types, I do understand. Advanced race theory?
You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery, let alone solved it.
Conditional statement like this is going to guarantee I do not get passed, I think. So I'm just going to keep going in and hope. How do I word the mystery?
You need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me. This clarity does not come instantly.
I was worried.
I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vacholian. Your love for disco music and venereal disease?
Fuck. No, I'm not doing this one. I'm sorry, simply put, I am not doing this. I'm not doing this. That is, we're gonna have to find a different way through, is the simple fact of the matter. We have to find a different way through. I am not doing that.
Yes?
I wanted to apologize, my friend, but alright. No, I'm not doing that. Alright. That was painful. You.
All I'm wondering, man. How can I help you?
Why on earth is your guard racist as shit? That's what I want to know, friend. Yeah, you're right. I haven't looked at this. One sec. Let's bide our time a little bit. One of these days, there's one of those.
A lorry
fight
stuck
me.
in the
Yes.
traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine.
Look in the window.
The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia.
What about the backseat?
The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains. A book with ragged edges catches your notice. The front cover features a large, muscular man. The title reads, Man from Eamdal in the Lost City of the Pygmies.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia.
He grits his
Not
teeth.
unusual in this part of town. This is our guy.
Lieutenant nods towards the racist lorry driver. Think this lorry belongs to our tough guy?
Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
What kind of stickers and insignia?
The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels.
Alright, I'm gonna quick save because I have a thought. Can we pass off the mug?
The unpromising race pupil returns.
Know anything about this mug?
He does not so much as glance at the object.
This your kind of thing?
Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no interest in it.
He had nothing to do with it.
Damn it. Alright. Yeah, how dare you? You serve the Union, don't you? Aren't they white?
Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that.
He turns his eyes towards the harbor, seemingly bored with you. Yes, but you still serve them. How does that factor into your life?
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront polycultural capital, something your race, naivistic communists, never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic.
Domino's is pretty cool.
Idiotic communism is the single greatest contributor to your race descent. Everywhere around you, the fruits of its failure to challenge the world order. Individualism, rock and roll music, sexually transmitted diseases.
Dear God, rock and roll music. Next he's gonna say potatoes.
Above all,
Rampant potatoes.
rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from?
Youth culture.
Degenerate youth culture? Rock and roll music?
I mean, this character clearly has gotten it from disco, but youth culture does not affect my thinking.
Of course it does. You are a degenerate individualist and a rock and roll rebel. A pawn of international finance, just like the rest of your ham-colored race. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race.
It's true. We're done.
Meshhead stoically looks.
Fuck you. Fuck you dumbasses for fucking following a racist. Jesus Christ. Man. What I wanted to do was I wanted to pass off the racist mug as belonging to this fat cunt over here to piss off that dude up there, but he seems to have not cared much. So, what we're doing is we're going to go back through here, out and around. We're going to ignore the children for now. We're going to go through the secret passage, quote unquote. That is that weird child's place. Yeah, I know. Take it in. We're not here for long. We're going to go up here. because we're going to try and break in. Now, this will require me to take off my pants. And my shoes. Because we're gonna try this jump again.
A tarpaulin cloak is still caught.
Oh, I need to
railing.
put points into that first. Son of a bitch, I need to level up. How long until I level up? I now need to level up on 2 things. How long until I level up? Like, seriously, where's my XP? Damn, alright. Bottom right. Bottom right what? Where? I don't see the bottom right anywhere. Here? Skills and internalized thoughts. Oh, I thought you meant all the way on the bottom right. Thank you. Ugh, we got a long way to go. Okay. In that case, we'll make do with what we have. Actually, before we go anywhere, what's that? Wait, can I not inspect that? No? Okay. Alright. We need to find a way to get 70 more XP. And burn some more time. So this is going to be a half exploring, half filler episode. So, we've got 2 directions to go. We can go either west, or we can go south. Does anyone have a preference? There's an old woman that I saw in the south that I haven't talked to, but there's a bookstore in the west. Anyone else who may be here? At least it stops raining. I say we talk to the old lady. Alright.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
Excuse me, ma'am. I'd like to ask some questions.
No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
Hey,
Wait,
the lieutenant stops before you can snap. Oh.
she's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone.
What'd you say, so? Alright. Leave her to her thoughts. I mean, that's what I originally was doing. That was true. Ruins full of snow. No one lives here anymore. Can I go further south? Not really. Alright. Can we get over there? No. So I guess we're stuck going west. But first, that over here. A bold Logan human arms covers the truck. Got it. I'll try south more along the road, though. I already committed to south, so let's keep going. The ancient fountain. It doesn't pump water anymore. Looks like there's a tree in it. Yeah, thanks. Hey, buddy.
You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley assemblage of goods. When he realizes you're looking at him, his face breaks into a wide, welcoming grin. The name Sileng is embroidered over his breast pocket.
Happy shopping, officer! Everything's cool here.
He gives you a thumbs up. What's so cool?
Everything's cool. The goods are cool, the customers are cool, the place is cool. And one more thing, officer, you're very cool.
He makes both hands,
Bang, 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 bang!
both hands into finger pistols and fires a few finger bullets into the air. Really? You think I'm cool?
Oh, yes! You got style. You got personal style. You know what you like.
He surveys his consumerist kingdom with an air of satisfaction.
You like premium menswear. Look around and browse. Everything looks cool on a guy like you. Take your time.
He settles back into a pile of boxes he's sitting on.
Don't be distracted by the flattery and funny man act. Questions.
I could persuade him to give you some money. I mean, he looks like he has some, but we can get to that later. Where are you from? No, we know that one. What stuff are you selling here?
Only the coolest goods in Revachol. I've got sneakers, speakers, extremely comfy pants too. Try them on right here. No shame, only freedom.
Decent. Yeah. Is there a discount for cool officers like me?
No need for discounts at ceilings, officer. Everything's already on sale.
He nods towards the crates.
Anything you want, 50% off.
But did he first mark them up 100%, just so that he could put them on sale?
No, you should probably.
Yes, it's a business secret. Let him keep it.
Do you have a permit to sell all that?
Good joke, officer. Here we don't have permits. Just economic freedom. Take a look around.
He takes a deep breath.
You glance around the decrepit buildings, the miserable weather, the sidewalks strewn with sunflower seeds and a dust-choked air.
It's beautiful. Beautiful freedom.
Kim, is this true?
It is, yes. Anyone can set up their shop whenever they feel like it.
That's right. No permits, no bureaucracy. That's why this city and its law officials are so cool.
Wait, but what are we doing here? If there are no permits?
If you wanted to be cynical about it, you could say we are here to protect the interests of property holders. I'm not, however.
My man, officer, you make all this possible. Without you, this climate would be extremely bad for business. You're part of the gossamer state.
Gossamer is a fine, filmy substance consisting of cobwebs spun by small spiders, seen especially in autumn. It's safe to say he's referring to the near absence of regulations.
Then I'm not protecting a state of lawlessness. I'm not an officer of the law. I'm an officer of the common anarchy.
Yeah, that's the main thing about you.
He nods.
Freedom is great. It's what lets independent entrepreneurs like me sell quality goods at competitive prices.
That's all then. Let me ask you something else.
Anything for you.
Spare a nickel?
No need to dress this one up. Just tell him what you want.
Damn it. So close. So close. You, I want your money. Now.
Oh, okay.
Ceiling stops, his face suddenly
But
serious.
why, officer?
Being corrupt, I mean. I don't know. It's just the only thing I could think come up in my head to ask you. I need to get money. Somehow.
Ah, yes. Money is very important.
The street vendor nods. I'm dead serious.
Are you trying to ask for a bribe? If so, you're not doing a very good job.
He looks at the vendor.
Sorry, detective.
The man grins as if the entire incident is already forgotten. He looks. I'll look around. Thanks.
There's a pile of cheap sunglasses in a small box. a variety of shapes and colors.
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest styles right here.
The vendor takes a pair of sunglasses and sticks them under your nose. Rummage through the box.
These are all boring. Boring third-rate ho-hum sunglasses made of cheap Syrahese plastic. The kind of plastic that melts in the sun.
Ooh, my favorite kind.
Those UV stickers are almost certainly just there for the show. If anything, these lenses probably direct more UV light into your pupils. A UV magnifier.
I mean, then they're truly UV lenses, aren't they?
These are all first-rate sunglasses. Premium design, super material, very cool, UV resistant. These will definitely keep your eyes safe and cool while doing your dangerous police work.
Conceptualization. Try again. Maybe you can find some interesting sunglasses in the box. Hey. No words? Interesting. Alright, I guess I'll read it. Ah, I see a pair of water blue shades. The writing on the left temple says, Sub-Insulidinic Rendezvous. The frames appear to be hand-carved out of bone.
Oh, very interesting choice, officer. Very high culture.
The first time the street vendor's voice trails off as he watches you inspect the glasses. Try them on.
This is how a sea monster sees the world. You've become a sea monster. Giant, hidden, and strangely tender at heart. All is blue.
Wow, officer. You look so cool.
The street vendor has picked up his pace again as you observe the world through deep, sea-tinted lenses.
And they can be yours for a mere 3 real. My regular customers have passed them all up because they've got no taste. But you found them.
Kim, what about these?
The lieutenant tilts his head and steps back, eyes narrowed in a thorough examination. It's a case to him.
You look like a musician.
He
Like
declares.
a blind musician. But you could do worse. Take them if you want.
I mean... Let's try the other ones on real quick.
Abort. These are hideous. What's more, they don't even fit your face. You can feel them pinching your nose and chafing against your brow.
Damn, officer. You look like a mega secret spy. Very secret.
The man
They're
nods eagerly.
practically made for you. I'll let you have them for 2 real and 50 cents.
It's going to be very difficult for anyone to take you seriously with these things on your face.
No, you are definitely not buying those.
Gently removes the glasses from your face. Setting you free again. Oh my god. You're right. I'm too sensible for those.
Are you sure? But they look so good on you.
Oh my
You should
god.
think this through, officer.
Shades of self-destruction. Ooh. Ooh. Let's leave for now. See what else he has.
You see 2 lowly, defeated speakers, thralls, slaves basically, perched atop them like conquerors.
She's throwing a
surveying
tantrum
the
as Kim
land.
not you to wear the
A
shitty
pair of
up
found,
cars
durable
sunglasses.
wear sneakers,
Yes.
ultra serious.
I can see you've a taste for luxury, officer.
Says the
Can't
shopkeeper.
keep your eyes off those sneakers.
Inspect the sneakers.
A pair of found ultras. The design is impossibly sleek and simple. A futuristic silhouette with a sleek monochrome colorway, a jet black upper, and a silver-lined midsole.
Those sneakers, mister. Those sneakers are the latest found sneakers. Super air, super fine, super cool. Only 50 real.
Only? That's madness. Fun Ultra. Wear the future. You remember the slogan from some magazine.
Wow. Inspect the speakers.
These once respectable speakers have been conquered, reduced to a mere prop by the indomitable Found Ultras.
Oh, I see them.
atop them.
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are the stars here.
Poor little speakers. Pat them. Uh,
No, don't pity them, officer. These are old Samaran garbage. Don't even look at them. Check out these super cool, fun ultras instead.
Samaran trash. That sounds like they're from the Samaran People's Republic, produced under the dictatorship of the proletariat.
Can't I just buy the sad, conquered Sumerian speakers?
No way, officer. These aren't for sale. They're bad speakers. Low-fi socialist junk.
But I want some speakers.
Well, if you want them...
He pauses for a moment, calculating.
But see, they are the pedestal for my sneakers. If I let go of the speakers, where will the sneakers go? I can't leave premium lifestyle sneakers on the ground.
He has a point.
If, on the other hand, you wanted to buy the sneakers too, I could maybe throw in the speakers for little extra. 50 cents?
Damn. So you have to buy the sneakers first.
Damn. Alright.
There are clothes inside. Cheap second-hand clothes, smelling of strangers' body odors.
Hey, this one smells like the shirt I lost 3 weeks ago.
Don't be shy. These are premium class clothes. Good quality fabrics, best retro design. Save the economy with your style, officer.
Save the economy? That sounds off.
Save the economy? What are you talking about?
Haven't you heard, officer? We've got to be economically conscious. Recycle your cash, keep it in circulation. Don't buy new things. Buy eco.
I see. Thanks for the advice. I'll try to be more economically conscious.
Very cool. The economy thanks you, officer.
Fuck off. Rush to the
You
box.
find your hands deep in tattered and faded garments made from weird polyester blends that make your body itch and sweat in all the wrong places.
My favorite.
Economical, but also trendy. Look first hand, buy second hand. Keep the economy moving.
Yeah, it's true, Nez. Thank God I'm saving the economy. Find something worth salvaging from that pile.
No good.
Damn.
All you can come up with are some treated wool pants. You can tell they're too tight around your thighs and too loose around the waist.
Touch them.
They itch like hell. Like an itch pit in hell.
All natural materials, see? Real wool, 100% skin friendly, and they're yours for only 2 real.
Those look horrible. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Leave for now. Those look horrid. Oh my goodness. That was an adventure. Upline to the company that controls the drawbridge. Hot air rises from the sewer, sour, acidic, and strangely comforting. Ah. Fingerless gloves. So fashionable. Got the hobo gloves now, boys. Water lockout out of order until Wednesday, 7:15 a.m. Okay, what's today? Today's Monday, I think.
G'day to you, officers.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between them.
Do you know what caused this wreckage? Points at the smashed billboard in the canal.
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Revachol.
Ah.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here. Especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then.
So, for those who weren't here for this, a car... Wait a sec. A car related into smashing the fence that led to the murder area tore off down to the south, down where we currently are. There's a non-zero chance the car that caused that crash caused that billboard to be wherever it is I think it's related. Can I have some of that salami? Points at his food.
Sure thing.
He cuts off a slice of salami.
Want some too, officer?
He turns to the lieutenant.
Why not?
The lieutenant ponders the offer for a moment, then decides to go for it. He takes a slice of salami from the man and chews it. Oh, that's a kind stranger. They told him 3 left and it was actually 3 right. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up on these. That was a keep. They said keep left when it was supposed to be a keep right into 5 right. Okay, thank you. For those who don't know, he's referencing Dirt Rally when they describe turning. They use numbers and stuff like that, and essentially he said they told him to turn hard to the left when it was actually turn hard to the right. Do you know what's further down the coast?
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it.
He thinks for a moment.
Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins.
I want to ask about the Bizarro Church, but I guess I can't. Alright. Butterside Down. Boo.
A crumpled billboard reading, Samaran butter soaks in the canal. 2 ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted.
Visual calculus. Attempt to reconstruct what happened here.
Judging by the size of the impact and the parallel lines of burnt rubber, the cause was probably a motor vehicle. These look like the same tire tracks I saw earlier, in front of the whirling rags.
Here we go. Alright. Oh my god, is that a math equation? Acceleration 0 equals VT plus 1.5 plus AT2 times AT2. During the guitar riff, no less. Look at the crater.
Side slip marks indicated that the vehicle was traveling up the crater at 35 kilometers an hour.
Jesus Christ, visual calculus is a legend. Look at the roof of the shack.
The black marks on the roof indicate that the vehicle vaulted from the crater to the roof of the shack.
Look at the sloping metal roof panel.
The panel served as a takeoff ramp.
Yes, my question, though, is, was this all planned? Look at the broken posts.
The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard and upsetting the posts. Then it continued its flight, taking the billboard with it.
Look at the sign.
The sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal.
Mm-hmm.
The Samaran butter billboard still looks freshly painted, suggesting it took the plunge recently.
Yeah, how recently?
Within the past 72 hours.
Look at the opposite bank.
Still speeding, the vehicle made a loop and vanished into the fog along the coast.
What model is this Phantom vehicle?
There are 2 good candidates, the Caprice 40 and the Linéaire G22.
Why the Capri?
It's about the right size, and the tire marks look like they came from the skinny tires frequently found on that motor carriage. The Caprice 40 is a very popular model, with bank clerks, topping pie delivery drivers, secondary school teachers, cops, strippers dressed as cops, undressed strippers.
I didn't tell you to stop. Keep going. Alright, what about the Linea?
Very sturdy but light motor carriage. More likely than most to survive that jump. The Linear G22 is not a particularly popular model due to its peculiar proportions, which the manufacturer's design team probably thought about for too long.
What now?
You'd have to follow the tracks to be sure.
Blink.
The lieutenant looks on, waiting for you to wrap up your analysis.
That's cool.
Any theories about what happened here?
He gazes down at the sign. Looks like someone was in a real hurry.
What kind of car do you think it was?
I would need to know the weight of the Capri 40. Here's the problem. Bankers care about comfort. Cops care about efficiency and speed. Strippers, I don't know, care about a place to do drugs. Something cheap, if it's a stripper thing, but the bankers would... Where I'm going with this is whether or not a vehicle such as this would potentially have the weight, like whether or not it would have the thrust to weight ratio to make this jump. I'm thinking the Caprice 40 would be valued as a workhorse vehicle that could not maintain that trajectory or that arc. However, the Linea may be too light to not be severely damaged by the sign. I don't know, because that's very clearly metal. I'm not certain. The Linea being light also allows it to have high speeds as well. It's rarer, but I would need to know what the average high speed is. 35 kilometers an hour isn't that fast, all things considered, on that bump, but I think they were accelerating. So if they're going from up there, and the nebulous up, at 35 kilometers an hour, and then they sped up, hit the bump, went up onto the roof, and then off the ramp to make this jump, they would need to be able to accelerate a lot. And I don't think the Capri could be able to do that. I don't think the Capri could do that. I think it's the Linea.
That's quite likely, from what I can tell.
Who could it have been?
We're not traffic cops. Should we get back to the murder?
Are you impressed with me, Nez? We should bring the driver to justice. Take the tax.
If we must.
We must. Now you understand why, my friend, I have 2 tasks a week. Yes, my deductive reasoning is that you would need... Right, so I'm going up here to show it. So, it was explicitly stated around here it was going 35 kilometers an hour. However, from there it would need to go up here and then onto here and have enough speed here to vault across whilst maintaining that speed after hitting this, which is why I think that the Capri could not do that. I think the Capri, if it's so popular amongst so many people, essentially since we've also seen the Capri, it was further up north, I don't think it could do that. I really don't. So that is my conclusion there. In fact, it's right there. That is the Capri in question, by the way. Some great tectonic forces cracked the pavement like an eggshell. Fascinating. The tire tracks leading under the roof of slush and rain has almost washed them off. That's also... So here's the thing. Here's the thing that I'm thinking, Weird Hookie. I think this roof was built explicitly to make that escape. I'm thinking this ramp was also built deliberately. I think this escape was intentional, and I think this escape was pre-planned. So, to walk you through the full route for those who weren't here, the tire tracks start here. We back up, hit this, then back up to here, then go around to here, circle around, follow through. Then the thing we just talked about. Damage looks like it could have been caused by an earthquake. Fascinating. Was there an earthquake recently? Why does the crack line go to right here? Which is almost exactly where the car started. Fascinating. I have such reach. Alright. Roy's Pawn Shop. Fast cash for faster times. Hot dog. Whoa. You, claustrophobic in there, Roy? Some kind of machine. An antique cash register? Alright, come on, disappear. Yeah, looks it. Here, Roy.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop.
The man in the counter turns to you slowly.
What can I do for you?
He asks.
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
Chill looking fella. His sunglasses make him look sad though. Maybe. Now the RCM is here. Tell me, have you had any trouble lately?
I haven't had any problems myself, though some of my customers have complained about inconsistent law enforcement.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored.
That's a mood.
As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
Flattery gets you nowhere, my friend. Honestly, I think some of your selections are more tasteful than others. No, that sounds backhanded. I thought then others was in reference to other stores, but that is not the case. Alright, nod. Quite the collection indeed.
It keeps me entertained.
His attention is drawn once more to the play of lights and shadows on the wall behind it. One second, my good man. Alright, have nothing that adds more electric chemistry. Alright, let's have a look around. A bust of a woman. The plaque simply says DEI. And the dark film projector is wearing away. Oh, what are those spinning colors?
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty.
Dig up a truly cool figurine in the box under the table.
Why? What's this? A headless man riding a horse? A headless man wearing futuristic tracksuit trousers that say found.
What's this? Show him to the shopkeep.
Oh, that's the Headless Phone Rider. About a man who rides the streets of Revachol sporting a fawn tracksuit. As you see, he's missing his head.
He points to the decapitated figurine.
50 cents. Bargain price. I'll throw in the tiny cap too. I think he's looking for it, or something. That part of the story has many interpretations.
He lost his cap when he lost his head. Perhaps he's looking for the head.
Oh yeah, look, he's holding a cap. Except for he's also on a bull. It's wild. It's weird. Inspect the knights on horseback.
Big men on big horses, clad in lamella armor and carrying flintlocks, the kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye.
These are Franco-Nigerian cavalry, right?
Mm-hmm. I used to be very serious about my Franco-Nigerian knights.
He looks at the dusty figurines in the dim light. Inspect the blue uniforms.
They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets.
What are these exactly?
Which ones?
Man piercing his glass box.
Royalist soldiers from the time of the Revolution. The uniforms are painted a bit too brightly, I suppose.
Inspect the figurines in rags.
This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry pistols. Some even shovels and tall sticks.
Are these even soldiers?
You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes?
The man looks behind
Yes,
the
they are
glass.
soldiers. Revolutionary soldiers.
The man behind the glass answers, sorry.
I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win.
It's meant to give people hope. Even we can do it.
Maybe.
I mean, 50 cents, sure.
Did I mention that this figurine is supposed to be lucky? Always carry it with you.
He grins. Step away from the table. Yes, the blue oblong pen. I like him too. Plastic headless fallen rider sits atop his equally plastic bull, his posture indicating either desperation or pride. Comes at as a set with the infamous fallen cap for which he lost his head. The head is not included. A blue pin, like a large caliber bullet which shoots out ink, once belonging to Lieutenant Kitsuragi, comes with a side order of resentment. Nice.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well-loved and well-traveled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels.
Stand on the tiptoes and see more.
One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Alright. Shopkeep, the Stereo 8 approved machine here.
Is the Harman Welsh W2. Made in Vespa. Designed in Seoul. Plays all reel-to-reel formats. 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real.
You sure this is all in working order?
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech. Found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Even though
he grimaces.
I don't really like music.
How dare you?
That's odd. Why doesn't he like music?
Why don't you like music? What do you like then? Hey, who's on?
The stuff I record myself. Silverware shaking in drawers as motor cars race by. Nocturnal animals climbing on the roof.
This guy...
Airship rotors. That kind of thing.
This guy is beyond high.
Maybe you should ditch music as well. Get into these more experimental sounds he's describing.
He is beyond high. He is so gone. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty well. How about you, Huzan? We had some of the most painful 20 to 30 minutes of social RP interaction in a video game I've ever had in my life, as I talked to a advanced racist, as the game describes it. Trying to avoid looking at news. Oh, did something happen? Based news noise music enjoyer. Hey, Rhea. I hope nothing has happened, who's on. I will also avoid the news for the moment. But yeah, y'all missed an advanced racist. It made me incredibly uncomfortable. That's all. Measurehead, yes.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
It made me incredibly uncomfortable because... okay. I tried seeing if just listening to his rhetoric would let me get past. It did not. And I'm not gonna waste time trying to internalize advanced racism when I plan to throw it out immediately, because that is just, I refuse to even do that because that's horrible. I refuse. I simply refuse. I'm just gonna have to grow up here and make the jump off that one other area to get in. A typical Martinez street lamp sits among assorted floor and table lamps. Your gaze run over the street lamp.
The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly, but persistently.
That seems unsafe. It's just more of the same legislation. Well, it sickens me. I'm speeding up my plans to with my girlfriend to move to California. Message me after stream, who's on. I can try and help with that. This whole advanced racism speech is wild. Yeah, it is. Oh, Canada. Well, I can still try and help.
This would make quite a statement in your living room.
Oh, no. Where'd you get this?
It was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property.
He leans into the pawnbroker so doesn't hear him.
You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
He pauses, studying the light. How much for it?
700 real. A bargain, I dare say.
$700 sounds about right. I imagine it was an easy song off that street lamp.
Hey, I don't know where it came from, but it's not every day you get to buy and sell something so extraordinary.
700. You can legitimately buy this if you can get some serious bank. That's incredible. New Let's Play goal. Buy this fucking lamp. Is that a street light?
Yes, officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order.
Yeah, Rhea's right. The lorry driver is a casual racist. Measurehead is on the competitive ladder. He's at least master, possibly even grandmaster. We're going to not include the race word next to those. And knows the racism meta by heart. It's true. He will proxy you
His manner is
into
casual,
racism.
but his speech is careful, measured. He wants you to know that he has nothing to hide.
There's nothing else you need to know about this thing. Good. Clothes. Mostly military wear with a few more eccentric fashions thrown in. It's uncomfortable. Please. God, I hated dealing with him so much.
Hello again. How can I help you?
Do you know anything about the traffic menace on the loose?
Traffic? I'm sorry, officer, but I don't drive.
But didn't you hear when the traffic menace drove over your roof?
Now that I think about it, I do remember hearing
appreciate
a
you not.
thunderous noise the other
XP
night.
gained.
Some kind of powerful electric vortex hitting the shop and then moving on.
That sure narrows down our list of suspects.
A vortex? Sounds fascinating.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I didn't really know what to make of it, but I know it meant something.
More evidence to lean towards my guess being correct. Get wrecked. You might be able to aid in our investigation.
I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have.
Know anything about the recent hanging?
I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business, bad for everyone.
I appreciate you not warning me.
He doesn't know anything.
Actually, that's all
The
I've got.
pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
By the way, this is totally just Sniper after he's retired from Team Fortress 2. This is where he ends up. He still has the faint Aussie accent. It's just been worn away by cigarettes or whatever else the fuck he's taking. By the way, do you happen to have any guns like the ones carried by officers of the Citizens Militia?
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
This is a pawn shop, and it did feel as if you've met before. Oh God. The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another, alert.
Oh God. I'm sorry, Kim. One second. Let me just come on, you son of a bitch. Police business. Yes, that was rum that I just ripped the bottle, the top off. Oh God! I sold you my gun?
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer.
He hesitates.
Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia. And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind.
Was the buyer a policewoman too?
She didn't seem like a policeman. Although she kept referring to herself as a pig. Which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it, and of her. Truth be told, she was terrifying.
Right, so let me get this right.
Lieutenant
You sold
Turnstein.
your sidearm issued by the Citizens Militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
She must be one of my rabid fans. Oh God, maybe she's a vigilante. I don't like it either. What if she intends to commit a crime and blame it on the Citizens Militia?
You're right that she could cast aspersions on the force. We have to find her.
He looks around, worried. Kim, any idea where I could find this buyer?
My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it now. You'll just have to hope you luck upon her somehow.
Fuck. At least now I know how I lost that segment. Let's talk about something else.
Of course.
There's something I'd like to sell.
Let me have a look.
Let me check my pockets.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
He gets so busy in front of Kim. Absolute asshole. No. God, it would be. Could you imagine? I couldn't do it. I couldn't. I think this one is innocent enough. I'd like to sell my clothes.
I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment.
He looks you up and down quickly. I don't have
Another
any more
time, perhaps.
any more to sell. I want to buy some of your clothes, actually. 28% is super low. I want to come back to this. I know what I'm thinking. And I don't really like that I'm thinking it. Okay. 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 Okay.
The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed.
Is there anything that isn't hideous?
You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those clothes.
Shut the hell up. I don't want to put these. No. Alright. I mean, I need to find ways to get XP. Alright, let's talk to these folks over here. I lightly suspect, by the way, that the, Oh! If I press spacebar, it actually has access to thought.
Doesn't need to be a struggle.
He covers his mouth to hide a burp.
I'll be with you in a moment, officer. Let me just finish my sandwich. Talk to Angry Hard René first.
Notes to his partner.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
He is in a royal outfit. A royal military outfit. That's interesting.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, alright?
This one's still chewing on his sandwich.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
Better observe them first.
See? Your munching and complaining have ruined my concentration.
The man throws a metal ball towards a smaller wooden ball in the sand, missing it by a meter.
Ah, mon Dieu. The pain in my back is unbearable. I can't even say if it's in my back or hip anymore. Feels like it's in both.
He tries to measure the throw.
I hope you pass out from it, you goddamn jellyfish. Men like you are the reason this nation is sinking.
Standing tall and proud, he looks at his partner with disgust.
Trying to throw something as close to a predetermined point as possible. Measuring. This must be the age-old game of pétanque.
Essaya de visio diminuer, possible on point prédéterminé, mesure avec une matière, il doit être sagé. C'est bon. Vieux, j'ai dit okay. -1, know the game is pétantique. Why would the success rate lower because I know the game? It's wild.
This felt wrong. Wrong like touching your sister's breast. You threw your sister's breast.
Why? Did you just...
Mon Dieu!
Jolly
Good
man.
job, officer. That was an excellent throw.
The jolly man exclaims. Why did it feel so wrong?
Your muscle memory knew what to do and went for it. But there were gaps. It felt like you were going for a thrust or a lunge. There was definitely gonna be jumping. Maybe you scored a point, but this is a fiasco.
Fascinating. So essentially, because I identified it, I no longer was relying wholly on my subconscious. That's fascinating. Oh, that's weird. No need to mock me.
What are you talking about? You just executed a pretty much perfect pétanque throw.
His tone is full of admiration.
How are you ever going to get the officer's shit off your nose, Gaston? Or even climb out of his ass?
He shakes his head in extreme disdain. That's how Johnny Ballgame is. Extraordinary.
Right.
The old soldier says
Was the
slowly.
demonstration it? Or do you still need something from us, officer?
Gonna need to call in? What do you mean, Were Ducky?
Yes, officer. What do we need from this gentleman?
Indeed. What time is it? 9:16. Alright. So, how about I wrap this up at around... Let's make it the end of this conversation with both of them. I talk to this one and then talk to this one. And then we'll go from there. Yes, officer. The lieutenant gives you a side glance. What do we need from these two? Do you know anything about the man hanged in the backyard of the Whirling Rags?
Unfortunately, I don't.
He shrugs.
Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely.
And most of the locals?
In Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really blame them?
But you don't have a problem with cops.
Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing politics.
Fuck. He's gonna be sexist as shit, isn't he? What about policewomen?
I'm confident they are indispensable in regard to all the paperwork and other administrative duties.
There it is. God. Okay. I try to avoid voicing opinions on controversial matters. Let's just drop it.
I know the kind.
He says with a
Gaston
frown.
here is the same. A weather vane. Never stood up for anything in his life either.
Oh, René.
He smiles
If you
wide and
only
friendly.
knew life beyond confrontations, conflict, and extremities.
Oh, Gaston. Gaston, sweetie, I love you. Yes. Just enjoy life. I saw the statue of Felipe III near the roundabout.
Ah, yes. King Philip III on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
Oh, absolutely.
He smiles as if we're living a
of a
pleasant memory.
cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
He smiles as if reliving a pleasant memory.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule.
What was that about cocaine?
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple nose candy the nobility loved so much. A cocaine connoisseur of sorts.
He chuckles.
His egocentricity is borderline legendary.
You can't even take responsibility for yourself. How could you fathom the responsibility weighing on the shoulders of a ruler?
He asks, obviously annoyed.
That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine. For clarity of vision. To aid in their work. Regnum cocainum. Revachol's finest years.
He seems to grow taller, brimming with pride about the past. Ah, yes. It was regal to snort the
Of
crack.
course, clarity of vision, awareness.
The lieutenant marked dryly.
Philippe Zitter was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine.
God damn it.
The court medic administered the dose to his mother when she was in labor. And it is well known that with the help of cocaine, only the purest, of course, he was able to connect with higher realms.
He was born into cocaine, and by God, he'd die with it too.
He's just making excuses for the king's habits, isn't he?
I feel like this is calling the pot calling the kettle black. So it's true. Such responsibility requires a boost every now and then. I sometimes need one too.
Please, officer, don't encourage him.
He quickly turns to
Just
Ren.
spare us the cocaine fairy tales. The RCM isn't interested in them.
Yes, indeed. We're not here to investigate the drug trade of centuries past.
How should a true king rule?
Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood.
In the words of Mr. T, that's a crack baby fool. Yes, indeed. Seems to me that a leader should take care of his people before himself.
A nation is only as strong as its leader. That's why it was such madness to try to...
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
There's some weariness in his voice now. He's heard this rant many times before.
The Carabiner doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates unbreakable resolve.
Let's talk about something else.
Right.
Thank you for your time.
Hey. Psst.
Look around.
Psst. Hey, you.
Who? Me?
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
How come there's word on the street?
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pockets.
I could get behind that.
Literally murder all human beings, regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff.
I've said some mildly left-wing things, but none of those.
Oh yes, the mask of ambivalence. Don't deny it. You're about to rip it off and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that would devour and masticate mankind. Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
Alright, boys, roll up your sleeves and start building communism.
Oh yeah. Get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
Breathe in the pristine air. Firing squads? You didn't say anything about those.
Too late to back out now. You can't make an omelette without breaking a few million eggs.
Roll your sleeves up even further.
Lonesome, long way home.
Here we go.
Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the market, past the Boogie Street spearhead to the other side of the lake, the frozen eye at the center of the district. Then past the video rental store on the corner. There, at the end of a street lined with pine trees, a small house no larger than a matchbox. 11 Voyager Road. You no longer live there.
Fine.
Those times are gone. And so are those people. Why did you come here? Why are you still here? And where's the dealer? You have to get back to work. That's all you have now.
Learning cap for perception raised to 5. Speed, 5. 5 raised to 5 speed gives Psi 1. Nice. Fantastic. I have nowhere to go. And I am also not a rock star. fantastic. I love that we're getting nowhere. All right. Which one increased? Perception. Perception, yeah. Nice. It takes 3 hours and 10 minutes to learn Mazovian socioeconomics. People think that communism was some crazy idea that had its comeuppance 40 years ago, a fever that shook the world, never to return again. They were right until he woke up today, a spiritual corpse responsible only for the call of the Commodore Red, prostitutes, and Krasmazov. And for him, communism is still a thing. He will single-handedly raise the commune of O2 from the Oceanic Trench, where it has been resting, covered in ghosts and seaweed. He is the big communism builder. Come, witness his attempt to rebuild communism in the year of 51. We're not going to do that. Not for now. Our head is full of too many things. We're going to save the game, and we're gonna find someone to raid. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you had fun, because I certainly did. I thought this was going to be a filler episode, but you know what? I kind of just had a lot of fun being weird. I also learned that pressing spacebar is a quick reaction to thoughts thoughts that happen in your Halo, so that's pretty cool. There is no filler, only idiotic. It's true. Our head is full of too many things, what else say? Indeed. I'm trying to find someone to raid. Artosis is playing poker? Really? Wow. Alright, I think I know who I'm gonna raid. We're gonna raid Drip the Deer, a lovely little deer fella who is, playing a game called Taiji, which is a series of puzzle games to explore a world along with someone else as well. So, someone by the name of BugOS. I remember seeing this game slightly idly before. I don't remember too much about it. I'm probably gonna hang around there for a little bit. If you do not get taken along, this is the link, because it says I have 9 viewers and only 7 viewers are about to raid. So, yeah. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you had fun. I know I did. See ya! If you're currently hearing this, you did not get taken along, please click the link in the thing. See ya!